Welcome to the free Somatic Money Oracle deck read for this week. My Oracle deck reads usually run from a Tuesday-Wednesday window to a Tuesday-Wednesday window of the next week. So we're roughly right here around September the 3rd, 2025. And before I dive into this, we have a few highlights that we need to hit really fast because believe it or not, it is affecting our 5D and our 5D money, and we need to be talking about that. And that is the quote-unquote health situation, health scare, health thing that is going on with DT at this point. And I really can't say too much publicly. This really is a conversation in private, but what happened over the weekend was so much more than an anomaly. We know that. It was so much more of an anomaly. There were things that happened, and there were shifts that took place that are now affecting us very, very deeply. And if your spidey sense or your intuition picked up on a primary shift going on, my suggestion is that you trust that and you listen to it, because it is true. I don't know who it is that they are showing on camera at this point. It ain't him. It's not him. And there are things that are beginning to move behind the scenes. There are things that are happening. And that's about all that I can say here for now. I will be talking at length about this in my extended energy forecast and extended psychic notes over the weekend, once I've had more time to process it. But in my Somatic Money group coaching subscription, I am going to be talking a little bit more at length about how this shift is affecting our 5D money. And that is the thing. Remember, we're doing Ascension 5D. And so some expression of how we work with our money, how we work in partnerships, how we work in agreements, how we work in exchanges, that's got to come along with us in the 5D plane. We don't leave it behind. And that whole idea of like, oh, we're going to go back to the barter system, operative word being back. We're not going back for anything. We're moving forward. And so we are needing to evolve with this 5D frequency, also with a 5D money frequency, a 5D personal finance frequency. And this event that happened on Monday that is helping all of us shift so much more into 5D at this point, me being the Somatic Money Coach, which is vibratory relationship with money through the body, this could not be more important at this time. So my suggestion to you is, because that's about all I can share in public, safely in public at this point, my suggestion to you is take that for what it's worth, run it through your filters, do your own discernment on it. If you want more information, come into the group coaching Q&A membership space. We're going to be talking much more about that. You can ask questions. I'm going to be doing direct responses with people there. And most of all, I just want you to have this on your radar from here on out in whatever way, shape, or form that takes for you, whether that be money and or otherwise. But because this is the Somatic Money platform right now, that is my main focus with this right now. The energetics of it, I will be talking about it over the weekend. All right, so that said, we need to get to our Oracle read, but before I can get to this, I need to get to the topic about blind spots. Blind spots. Now, what's really interesting is there was a woman who watched last week's free Somatic Money video, the Oracle read. She watched it. She's like, oh my God, Dana, just watching your video, I had this huge shift and I realized this huge blind spot that I've had with something that happened when I was growing up. And this is going to give me a huge chance for a reflection to completely dial in with my money relationship in a whole new way. And ever since she dropped that comment, the whole thing about blind spots with money, blind spots with money, blind spots with money, that theme has been coming up over and over and over again. And I just recorded the longer Somatic Money Q&A group coach thing for us. And repeatedly, the theme of blind spots, financial blind spots, came up multiple times. And so what I find really interesting is that there is an aspect of blind spot showing up in this that I believe that I just need to talk about a little bit and get in front of you. It's basically to say that as we are shifting, as we are evolving and ascending, especially with our money relationship, it is so easy to lose perceptual frameworks with our money through blind spots, like especially with the financial system that we're coming out of. You know, we are coming out of a toxic financial patriarchal system, and we are moving into a constructive, holistic, balanced IQ, EQ, feminine, masculine money system that's integrated. That's our movement right now. But one of the things that's been indicative of the toxic financial patriarchy and then the balance there, the toxic financial matriarchy, those two balanced right there, it has been a system based on gaslighting and masking. And when you gaslight, and mask, guess what we end up with? We end up with financial blind spots. And that's primarily what I've built most of my business on, is uncovering financial blind spots. And so to have this woman say, oh my God, just you doing a video, it showed something to me, a blind spot, that's fantastic. That's great. That's the point. Which brings me now to the first card that I pulled out of the Oracle deck for this reading. And that is the Chakra Money card. This is a Chakra Money card, and it's pointing at the pineal gland. It's pointing at the pineal gland. Now, in the spiritual community, there's, a good chunk of people who, when they are working with their money, they're using their third eye to try and read into financial things. And if you're not doing that, that is a good skill and tool to have. So this card basically calls out and says, if you're not using your third eye to be able to look through the viewfinder of money, this card is basically saying, hey, you might want to think about doing it. But this card is also saying is, if you overuse your third eye to look at your money stuff, you might want to look at balancing that out and getting a little bit more grounded in your body. But I also believe that this card signifies blind spots because it's the third eye. It's our vision. It's how we perceptually look at things and frame things financially, and look through our intuitive third eye at our money. And what are we prone to with any of that, with our, with our perception and our third eye? We're prone to blind spots. So I thought this was a very interesting card to pull right out of the gate. So this is basically saying, with all of the energies going on and everything going on the planet right now, this is a great time to just say, hey, I want to be aware of my financial blind spots. So let's start there. Let's start with that. That's a really good card. Now, the second card that I thought, this is pretty spot on. The second card that came up is the Chakra Lock card. Now, the Chakra Lock card, now this is something that I came up with through my work. What I have found through my work is, typically speaking, when I'm working with a client, I find that they usually have anywhere from 3 to 5 karmic money soul contracts that are usually lodged in pattern playing through 2 to 4 of their chakras. And when they're all running at the same time, guess what happens? A chakra lock happens, and no amount of manifesting, abundance, law of attraction, gratitude, no amount of that will help with something like that. It's kind of like it's kind of like water off a duck's back, right? To really get into it, you actually have to do, and the next card that came was the assemblage point. It was basically saying, you got to get in your center, honey. You got to get in your center. And how do you do that? You start doing that by doing, are you present in your body with your money? It's a presence practice, and also not only a presence practice, but also managing your money triggers. Those two together are very helpful to help get you in your center so that you can begin to unravel what's going on in your chakra lock that is creating all of those blind spots that are causing problems for you. So I thought this card pull was especially spot on because I'll just give you a flash. Look at this. This, folks, right here, That's the astrology we're dealing with this week. It is thick. It is a wall. It is complex. It is interconnected. And if there was astrology that would trigger out the chakra card, yes, I'd change these cards and flip the screen and stuff. But if there was an astrology that triggered out the chakra lock right now, the chakra lock card, it's it. And through that, it's creating the blind spots that are going on right now. Such an interesting week for 5D money and what is going on with our continued 5D money evolution. And I'm hoping with this video, this just gives you some ideas and opens some things up and helps you begin to go, oh, that's why I have that going on. Like, that's why I'm here. That's what I want you to be able to do, is have those aha moments for yourself so that you can do something about it. And so you can do something and begin to feel better about your money in situations if you're not there already. If you want to take a deeper dive, I go into deeper detail on that inside my Somatic Money Coaching and the Q&A. I also take a very deep dive, do a channel with Lord Melchizedek, who also channels about money and 5D money. I take a deep dive with him and share with you about the 5D money thing. Now that big shift happened on Monday with a certain person, and what I'll tell you is things are in motion, people. We're not, it might look like we're stuck. We are not stuck. Things are in motion. And so the last question that I'm going to leave with you at the back end of this video is, if he is gone, if he is truly gone, what are you doing with your 5D relationship? What are you doing with your 5D experience? And especially, what are you doing with your 5D money experience? Big question I got for you at the end of this. We're in a big wake-up call this week. Whether we realize it or not, we are in a big wake-up call. Going to be talking about that in the energy forecasting, the extended energy forecasting. Can't wait to have conversations with you inside. So so pick up the membership, pop inside. And yeah, thank you so much for being here and listening. That's what I got for you for now. Make sure you keep walking forward to meet those miracles along the way. And I will see you in my next video.